You're watching 3 Questions with Kat. So I'm here today with Shemeka, and we are back for another episode of 3 Questions with Kat.
Okay.
She's been teaching me all kinds of stuff today.
This is exciting. 3 questions with Kat.
3 Questions with Kat.
Okay.
So what the people want to know, Shemeka, is what stops people from success?
What stops people from success is not being taught that failure is part of the process.
Ooh,
Failure,
we're told to avoid failure.
We are told to avoid failure. We are taught to be ashamed of failure, when failure is where we learn our lessons in order to accomplish our goals.
So without the failure, we couldn't even sustain the success if we got it.
Right, because you didn't learn anything along the way. Everyone always just wants to go to the finish line, but that's not where you get your knowledge. Your knowledge is in the journey. So you learn along the way. If you take every single failure as an opportunity to make your next step better, then when you finally do get to your final destination, you will appreciate it more, and you'll know all of the work that it took for you to get there. You can't have that appreciation if you don't first fail.
That's awesome. The second question I like to ask is, how do you overcome obstacles? Like, you got something standing in the way between you and your goals or what you want. How are you getting over that or through it, or how are you dealing with that?
Well, the first question you always ask is either you or me. And at every single obstacle that I'm presented with, the obstacle doesn't have an option. If we have to decide in this situation, obstacle, either you're gonna win or I'm gonna win, I'm always gonna put myself on top. So the obstacle can be there. I'll be like, okay, you might want me to do a little dance. I might gotta work around you, but you're not gonna stop me. So don't ever let an obstacle stop you. It can pause, give you moments of hesitation. It might even question whether or not you think you're on the right path, but don't ever let it stop you. So you know what you do? You observe the obstacle that is in front of you. You do a little dance and be like, but I'm gonna win, and you work around it.
No matter how hard it is, whatever it is,
Nope.
it's basically, are you going to let that thing win, or are you going to win? And I ask some of my coaching clients, I'm like, what are you going to let stop you? So it's really, how big does a thing have to be to stop you? And you're saying you don't, anything, nothing.
Because you always have to remember why you started. Like, that's it. You don't ever let anything that comes in your way, because there's no way to get around it. You don't ever let anything that's going to come in the way take you away from what your initial goal was, which was to accomplish what you set out to accomplish. So if you accept the obstacle before it even comes to you, you've already defeated it.
So you're just flat on your back. So one thing you said was very important is remembering why you're doing it.
It's always important.
You have to keep your why so big.
It has to be bigger than your fear. It has to be bigger than your doubt. It has to be bigger than any time that you question yourself. And the thing is that people think that they go through those things by themselves. Everybody that is on their own individual journey has fears, has doubts, questions. And when you're out there and you're seeing people in their successful moment, you don't know what it took for them to get there. And it's going to be your turn, so don't compare.
Yes. I had one of my coaching clients tell me this week, people were hating on her and throwing shade or whatever because of how much she's shining. And she said, they're judging me by my shine, but they haven't seen my struggle.
Right.
They don't know what I went through to get this shine.
Iceberg. The whole iceberg. Everyone just sees what's on top. But when you look down, it is so deep and it's shattered, and it's all that layer that built up, that's what gets it up to the top so that you can see this beautiful ice.
Oh, yes. That's good.
Yeah.
The iceberg.
Yes, it's the iceberg.
The third question I would ask you, Shemeka, is what do you wish you would have known 5 years ago?
What I wish I would have known 5 years ago? That's a great question. Wait a minute. Let me see. That I would be where I am today. Yeah, because 5 years ago, I was trying to pack my life from Connecticut and move to California, me and my son. And I was just getting out of a 10-year marriage and I'm pretty much starting my life over. And I felt like I was picking up more so where I left off when I had started that relationship 16 years ago.
Okay.
Because those 16 years ago, I wanted to move to California. I always was an actor, and I always wanted to do the things that I was doing, but life happened. I ended up getting married, having a baby, buying a house, and it kind of like fell into that life, right?
Yeah.
And then it
the
wasn't
American dream, but it wasn't your dream.
It wasn't my dream.
Yeah.
I just fell into it because some apparent reason society has a way of doing that to you, and you didn't really realize it.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and you be like, this is not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so it's like 5 years ago, I wish that I would have known that everything I had wanted to do at 23 was going to happen for me at 45.
Wow. So bringing that home for you guys watching this, whatever you're like wanting, it's going to happen. It's going to come. You have to be patient for it, and you have to work towards it, and you have to not let these obstacles stop you, because that future that you want is there waiting.
It is.
And trust.
And I would like to add, just remember that whether anyone shares their journey with you or not, you're not alone. I promise you, no matter how good it looks through the eye on social media, you are not alone. We're all struggling. We're all on our own path, own journey, and you're going to make it. I just ask you not to quit.
Yes, if you don't quit, you win.
Right.
Shameka, where can they find you if they want to look you up?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram. I am Shemeka, SHEMEKA_Wright, WRIGHT. I also own a candle company, and it's called BUCandles.com. And I do run a motivational blog. It's called Write Positive. You guys can find me. I'm also here on YouTube as Shemeka Wright.
Hey!
We can put all the information in the comments.
We will.
Okay.
Well, we're going to put it right on the video.
Oh, I love that even more.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for spending this time with us today, and we'll see you next time for another episode of 3 Questions with Kat.
Oh,
Bye.
to
overcome your obstacles standing in the way of your success and have the tips you need to reach your dreams.